Alright, let's talk about being mindful but having an open mind. Yeah, full of mind, open mind. So you're gonna need this to be right, to be correct, to see facts. If not, you're only gonna see so far, and that's pretty much everybody. No matter what, even if you see you're seeing, even if you think you're seeing it all, you can only still see so far. Because once you stop with a certain idea, thinking that you know something, thinking that this is the definitive version, and this is the ultimate conclusion. Once you say those things in your head or even think it, your brain's gonna stop right there, being open. It's gonna stop trying to be full. So what I mean by open mind is being able to not be ignorant no matter what. No bias, no opinions, no predetermined thoughts, right? You can have a guess, but a predetermined thought is when you're already what's the word? You're already humoring the idea. You're already elaborating about the specifics of this thought to act on it. You're elaborating the idea or the information so that you can speak about it or act on it as if it's true, as if it's the end. It all depends about how you push the thought, right? Because if you say possibly or maybe off the bat, then yeah, it's just a predetermined guess. But a predetermined and alright, so what I mean by predetermined, to be even more specific, is when you're in the situation, let's say you're talking to someone and you already know what you're going to say, but they're still talking. That's a predetermined thought. Pre, according to the situation at hand. So it's when you don't read into the situation because you're like, okay, I already got it, or I already know what I'm saying, etc. Even if you know what they're talking about, and you just heard one part, you only heard all that you had to say, and this is the only thing that you were talking about in the beginning. Whatever. If you're gonna let them talk, you may as well be listening, right? You may as well just not have that predetermined thought. But people, I don't know. But even if you detach yourself from this predetermined thought, it's still gonna be in you, because you came to it naturally for a reason. It's what your brain is gonna connect the dots and conclude to. So it's not gonna hurt to continue listening. Worst case scenario, you're gonna see more dots and you're gonna have a better conclusion. So there's literally nothing wrong in not having a predetermined thought. It only hinders you, unless you can't handle thinking in the moment, unless you can't handle observing all angles all at once. In which case, you need to say the predetermined thought so that they could speak to you other angles and other possibilities. But at that point, you'd be listening after you say your argument. After you present your information and your facts based on your objective reality or perception. And if you say that to listen up to new things, to try to catch new things, if you say things predeterminedly to set people up so that they give you more information, that's fine, right? That's not the predetermined that I'm talking about, because you don't have a predetermined mindset at that point, right? Your mindset was to determine, not pre. You feel me? So that's not a predetermined thought. It's a predetermined statement. Your thoughts, you're still thinking. So that's not what I mean by predetermined. Predetermined has to be, like I said, you're gonna say something, and the other person is still talking, or there's still more information, there's still more action happening, right? You could be watching a football game, you could be watching race cars, you could be watching a fight on the street, you could see something happen at a hospital, just some random, some nurse taking care of some guy, and you already have your predetermined thought of what's happening, without you even continue to see what there is to see. And you see it, but you're still thinking your predetermined thought. That's how you know it's predetermined, is because it doesn't get updated. Even though there's things happening, regardless, it should get updated in some way. That's how you test yourself, to know whether you have an open mind and you're trying to fill it up with everything possible. Because that's the only way, like I said, you're going to be right completely. Ultimately, that's the only way that you're going to be right. And the reason why is because when you have the open mind and you're full of mind, you never decide for sure this is what is happening here. You say this is most likely what's happening here, but I have yet to see this, or you don't know what you have yet to see. You just have yet to see some more things, right? You can imagine that there's something for you yet to see, and that's you having that open mind and being full of mind. The open mind takes everything in. The full of mind takes every single angle into consideration. So even if you don't know what you're missing, you feel like that you're missing something. In the back of your head, you're like, something could still develop here, right? This isn't the end of the situation. There could be variables that I don't know about, etc. So have the open mind and fill it with thoughts. Fill it with things that are real, obviously. Some people aren't able to control, or they don't like what they fill their mind with. Their mind gets full of things of a character that they're holding on to that they don't want to be. Whether it is turning up, chilling with a certain crowd, and participating in some drug activity, participating in some gang activity, all these things. If you're not full of mind and open-minded, you're just gonna go along, But like I said, some people can't handle, because those are things that they're gonna be thinking about. But at that point, you're not really open-minded. You're full of mind. It's not open though. It's not open at all if everything that you're thinking about is the same. Alright, I was saying, I got interrupted. I accidentally clicked off of the camera app. I forgot what I was saying, in fact. It had something to do with being open-minded, full of mind. I think it was when you're trying to be open-minded and full of mind, but you can't be, because you think that you're being open-minded and full of mind, and that's what stops you from being so. Because you hear me say it, and you're like, yeah, I'm open-minded and full of mind all the time, because of this, and that. Yeah, sure. But like I just said, is that everything? Is that every angle? Is that everything that there is to what you're doing? Is that everything that you could possibly do? Is that the only way that you could possibly grow? Are you even growing? There's a lot of things to ask yourself to open up your mind. And there's a lot of things to think along with those questions to then be full of mind. Like I said, when you're full of mind and open-minded, everything that you decide on being real is real. Everything you decide on being a fact is a fact, according to whatever you want it to be a fact to. If you want it to be ultimately a fact, it's ultimately a fact. Ultimately meaning it affects everybody. Everybody. Even if people have their own reality domes, reality circles, where they can create and perceive and generate what they want, it still applies to everybody. That's ultimate. And then reality is just what is attached to everything we see. That's even the air in between. And those are reality facts. Like, this chair rocks. Alright, to anybody ever that sees this chair, it's rocking to them. It doesn't matter what they think afterwards, or it doesn't matter what they apply to it, but reality tells you that it's rocking, right? Now, the ultimate facts would be something like, well, first you'd have to know that this is a stationary object that doesn't do anything but vibrate at a low frequency by itself. So it would have to be touched or interacted with for it to be rocked. So the ultimate fact would be something like someone made it move, or it's moving because someone applied their energy force to it. Because I said, reality fact is this chair rocks. The ultimate fact is someone made this chair rock. It doesn't rock alone, right? But that's me going based off of saying this chair rocks. So the ultimate fact could be really on any specific level or category, because I'm going based off of me saying that it rocks. So if someone were to say the chair rocks, and here comes the ultimate guy with all the ultimate facts, and he says the chair doesn't rock. Someone allows the chair, someone puts their energy into the chair to make it move. So it's not the chair rocking. It was just created in a way so that when it gets used, it rocks. And other people, that may not be the fact for them, or they may not say that's the fact. They may think about something different. They may have something to rebuttal you with, but that is certainly the ultimate fact. At that point, they're just trying to categorize, put the fact in a different category. At that point, they could say anything. Because to me, the category was the chair itself rocking, or what power the chair has. Because I previously said the chair rocks. Anyone would say that the chair is rocking right now. The ultimate fact is someone made it rock. Someone touched it. It's just moving energy. That's it. It's just vibrating because I touched it and made it vibrate. So I don't even know if I'm gonna upload this video. This is real confusing to me even, because I should really just write this shit down so I can have way better examples and all that. But y'all need to have an open mind and to be full of mind. That's the only way that what you see will be true. That's the only way that you will have no ignorance, no bias, even when you say that there is no ignorance and bias. That's the only way. Because people say, oh, I'm not ignorant, I'm not biased. You're either lying out your teeth or you're categorizing it. To one category, you're not ignorant or biased. Okay. But you think I'm talking about that category if I'm telling you that you're ignorant or biased? You feel me? Obviously, you're not open-minded if you can't listen to me. Because if you're open-minded, you will already know what that person is saying or what they're referring to as soon as they start opening their mouth. After you already said I'm not ignorant or biased. As soon as you see their brain work and come to the conclusion and then start wanting to talk, you're going to know what they're going to tell you about. What aspect, what they're on in terms of ignorant or biased. And yeah, if you have open mind, you're going to catch it right there. And you're going to be like, okay. And you could even stop them and tell them what they're going to tell you. And be like, all right, I get that. But what I was saying is this. I was wrong. You should have categorized it. You should have put it in a specific. You should have just been more specific. You feel me? It wasn't ultimate. What you said wasn't ultimate. It wasn't with open-mindedness or being full of mind. It was just either or. You have to keep it at a complete balance. Because they balance each other out. They keep each other working in perfect harmony. Your mind being full and open. Because the fullness is what allows you to see all angles, like I said. And the openness is what you allow in. So you have to make sure that what you're thinking about, like I said, is not anything that isn't what you want to be. So be careful what you start trying to be open-minded about and being full of mind about. Because you may be lost. You need to know first who you are. What really makes you happy. You need to know that you lie to yourself on a daily basis. Just to make your life feel better. To make it enjoyable. You lie to yourself. It's the only way you can make this life good. Because you're not performing miracles. And you're not making what you want appear out of thin air. So you adjust what you want. You lie to yourself and say you didn't want this anyways. Or you lie to yourself and say, yes, I want this cheaper thing that I can get easily to make me happy. And yeah, that's just not good. Just don't lie to yourself. Make sure you're actually open-minded. If you're lying to yourself and you're not open-minded, then you don't know who you are. If you're lying to yourself and you're not open-minded, you don't even know that you're lying to yourself. You really believe that what you're saying is true. You really believe that you like this thing, even though you really don't. What you want is world peace, but you give up on that idea because there's a fucking restaurant with the deal. And now you go home. Now what you want is peace in your family. But you forget about that. Because it's TV. You just watch TV now. Favorite shows on. Some shit. Right? You got a movie date. That new fucking movie is out. I don't even need to say the movie name. Everybody, y'all already know what I'm talking about. Go watch that movie, head ass. Just don't worry about your family peace. right? Because the movie's gonna leave. It's gonna be gone, head ass. No, see, that's not the way you should be thinking. That's not open-minded or full of mind. Yeah, but like I said, you have to use it in certain places because it's baby steps. You're not gonna become ultimate just as soon as you start doing this. You cannot be frustrated about you not being perfect already. That's not the case. You have to put in the work to right your wrongs, to literally retrace and erase your old path to create the new one. If not, you're still the old you, right? You didn't erase your old path because you wanted to go back on it subconsciously, unconsciously, etc. Even consciously. Maybe you knew. Maybe in your head you're like, yeah, in case this doesn't work out,